Welcome to our last video. We are now looking at chapter 8 and 9. We basically are looking at feedback. Remember, in the previous video, we did say that we are now going to go and conduct assessment. And when we conduct assessment, it means that we are going to now go back to our principles of good assessment. We're going to go back to outcomes based, look at the principles of the NQF, look at all the things so that we carry it in the application, in the conducting of the assessment. Now we've conducted the assessment. Our chapter 8 focuses on feedback. How do we give feedback to our learners? And our chapter 9 then it's all about record keeping as well as the reviewing the assessment process. Now feedback, I remember I said earlier on that we are using a sandwich approach. Why? Because we want to make sure that our learner can look forward to learning. It's a learning journey that is good, that is enjoyable for them. They exactly know what it is that they've got to do. Now, when we give feedback, assessors, please take note of this. No matter whether somebody has been sponsored by their company, please, you've got the mandate to give the learner their feedback first. Imagine if I'm a learner and now I'm hearing it from my HR that I have done well or not done well in the assessment. No. The assessment feedback must come to me as the learner first, then the other stakeholders will get that, yes. So when you give stakeholders the feedback, it's all right. Give the learners the feedback first, prepare them for that feedback. Our feedback is always criteria reference. We spoke about our criteria, our assessment criteria. Yes, we go back to it. When you give feedback, please don't give feedback as good, or what. It must be reference to a criteria. We need it to be a reference to a criteria. We need also to apply principles of feedback. Our feedback must be objective, it must be constructive, it must be brief and precise, straight to the point, but we also need to make sure that we stick to the language approach that we spoke about. So we need to make sure it is done. Now, having given a feedback to the learner, it's my turn now to get my feedback. So I need to say to the learner, how did I do as an assessor? Very good to get that feedback, guys. None of us are perfect. We are learning every day. We're learning, and sometimes we need to do certain things. Sometimes we may find that learners did not fully understand what you wanted to say. So those are the things that in future you can take as an assessor and say, okay, how can I improve? So we